What's up everyone, KitaSean here. So we're gonna go ahead and do something a little bit different. I actually did this on a live stream called a Kita podcast, which I'm probably going to be doing monthly, but we'll see. But during this live stream that I did, I revealed my top 10 servants of 2018 that all came out this year, so no servants that came out in 2017, etc. I also did like a top 9 events that came out this year as well, because only 9 new events came out this year. And yeah, I wanted to do a little video version of that. I was planning to like edit out the scene from the live stream and then upload it later, like edit everything and upload it later, but yeah, I got kind of lazy, so I thought, you know what, might as well just record it again and probably, you know, just edit that. Probably will come out nicer. But in this video, we're gonna go ahead and talk about my top 10 servants of 2018. So let me just say this before we reveal my top 10. These are all servants that came out this year in 2018, so no servants like Gilgamesh, Arturia, Hercules, etc. So everyone that came out this year gets to be on this list, but at the same time, this is my opinion, so you guys are free to disagree or agree with me. And yes, it is the same list that you guys have seen on the live stream, but yeah, I just think these 10 servants are really good. Like, I'm gonna be super honest, some of these servants probably don't deserve to be on this top 10 because of a specific servant. If it wasn't for that specific servant, they probably would not be on this top 10, or at least not be so high on this list. But yeah, I thought I was pretty fair about my list, but again, you guys are free to disagree and agree. I just think this is, you know, the best 10 servants of this year. This is my opinion again, but if you guys want to put your list down below, it'd be really awesome. I would really love to know you know, what servants you guys think are the best for this year, top 10, and if possible, give me a reason why you think they're in that list. But anyways, you don't have to, you can just put, you know, those servants names. But yeah, 10 through 5, that the placement from 10 through 5 were really hard, honestly, because I thought this year brought in a lot of cool looking servants. The only problem is there were a lot of servants that were kind of disappointing when it came to skills and stat wise, but I tried to be fair on this list. And yeah, top 3 were super easy. Like, it was super easy for me to decide who my top 3 were. But yeah, let's go ahead and reveal the top 10 servants of 2018. My number 10 servant of 2018 is going to be Lancelot Archer. Now, I know I said that he might be stronger than Gilgamesh when he first came out. I admit I was wrong. I was just super hype about him. He looked really cool. I liked his Noble Phantasm animation. He's a cool looking guy. He has a giant cannon that shoots a rainbow beam, so what's not to hate? So I do think he's an overall pretty good servant that came out this year. The only problem that I have with him is his Noble Phantasm. His Noble Phantasm has Divine Slayer, which is great and everything, but there aren't that many sabers with that divine trait, so it's like, what's the point of this bonus? And there are actually a lot of Lancers that have divine trait, a lot more than any other class, so it's like, I guess he can fight against Lancers if he wanted to, but at the same time, he's an archer, so he will take a lot of damage from them. And his mats are actually pretty hell to get in order to level up his skills, which is annoying. Other than that, he's great for farming, can do a lot of crit damage, great for buster teams. You can put him with Merlin, Shakespeare. Yeah, I think he's a great servant overall. Now, I wouldn't say top 3 for sure, but maybe top 5 you can argue. But I think he's a solid servant that came out for 2018. So my number 9 servant is going to be BB Summer, Moon Cancer. Now, I'll be super honest with you guys. The only reason why I have her on this list is because of her third skill. It's very unique. You can definitely abuse it with servants like Hokusai, who does defense down when you attack with her arts card. So lock her arts card and deal that defense down by attacking with her arts cards. You can also fully take advantage of the card buffs like Buster Up, Quick Up, Arts Up for the next 3 turns. So yeah, I think that third skill is really, really strong. And then I do like the fact that she has a lot of skills that will help her deal a lot more damage. So you can take her to on quests anywhere, honestly. You can do a lot of crit damage and stuff like that. But in the end, she is a Moon Cancer, so you got to remember that. So my number 8 servant is going to be Colt Ruler. Now, before you guys go crazy in the comment section below, let me just say this. I did not test play him enough, and definitely that played a role in putting him on the ranking here. So because of the lack of test play, he is at number 8. Honestly, I felt like that was fair, but maybe if I test played him a lot more, he'd probably be higher on this list. I don't know, but on paper he seems really strong, right? But if you want a tank that is better and that can stall better, I think Janna Ruler is definitely the better one. She's permanent as well, so most likely a lot of you guys have her. But if you want to do crit damage, Colt Ruler definitely better. If you want to, you know, bring out his full potential, you definitely have to put him in an arts team. He can definitely do a lot of crit damage in those, and you can basically spam his MP over and over again so that you can get his buffs. His second skill, I believe, is his worst skill out of the 3 because it had that chance to inflict stun, but other than that, I think Colt Ruler is really strong. I just need to test play him a lot more in order to see if he is higher on this list or not, but I thought number 8 was fair. So my number 7 servant is going to be Ivan the Terrible, or Ivan the Terrible, however you want to pronounce it. He's a rider, limited by the way, a buster rider who can do a ton of damage, ton of crit damage as well. There are times, pretty often actually, where I can't really make use of his skills. Like, it's really hard to like make use of all his skills at once. And his second skill definitely the strongest, 40% the buster cards, and gains crit stars per turn, so that's really good for a rider like him. And due to the fact that he's limited, he is replaceable by the permanent riders like Achilles, Drake, and Ozzy. But I think he's a really strong rider. I like him. He's huge. He definitely is different from all the other servants, and he's great for farming. So Ivan the Terrible at number 7. So my number 6 servant for 2018 is going to be Valkyrie Lancer. Now, I do believe that I put them way too high on this list, but if it wasn't for a certain someone, then they probably wouldn't even have been on this list. They definitely would have been replaced with someone else. But if it wasn't for that servant, they're not on this list. Maybe I could have put them a little bit lower, but I just thought they were really good. Plus, I like how they're 3-1. You can't go wrong with that. But yeah, I know they're the lowest attack statted 4-star Lancer in the game, but Lancers are known to be pretty low in attack. You can definitely buff them up with their own skills. Of course, you can buff them up with other servant skills as well. Her MP does 7 hits, so it's really easy to gain crit stars as well as MP gain. Her cooldown is a bit of a problem though for her skills, because they're pretty high, like 8, 9 I think. And I mean, if you're using them for farming, that's a totally different story. But yeah, I think Valkyrie deserves a spot on this list. Again, if it wasn't for that certain someone, they probably would not be on here. But I mean, not only that, they're drawn by Takuichi Takashi, so that's already a yay. But yeah, Valkyrie at number 6. So my number 5 servant for 2018 is going to be Janna Archer Archer. Very underrated. Everyone looks down on her because of her low attack stat, plus that skill, that effect that buffs on specific types of fields. But you can also buff her up with her other skills, which will make up for that. You can definitely buff her up with other arts servants that help buff arts cards. MP2ing her is probably a must. That's probably the reason why I have her so high on this list. Honestly, all swimsuit servants need MP2 to make them great, in my opinion. At least MP2. But you can definitely loop her MP because it's arts. She gains crit stars for 3 turns, and you're going to keep looping that, so that's really good already. Not a big fan of her last sprite, but I love her you know, her first 2, especially the second one. So yeah, I think Jan is definitely very underrated, and I think for those who don't really give her a try, should test her out more. Try to get her at MP2 to see the difference between her damage. But yeah, I think Janna Archer is definitely very underrated, and I think she really deserves a spot on this list. So my number 4 servant of 2018 is going to be Okada Ezel Assassin, the very first 3-star limited servant in the game from Guda Guda 3. Anti-humanoid servant. Every servant in this game other than BB Summer is humanoid traded. A lot of the enemies are actually humanoid traded as well, so you can actually take them anywhere. Great critical attacker. MP increases crit star drop rate for 3 turns, and you can spam the crap out of that with arts servants, arts teams. And the only problem with him is his materials to skill up. Very hell. It's hell. It's freaking hell to level up his skills. But he is ranked the #1 servant to Grail in this game for this year. So that tells you something. I think he's really definitely the servant that is worth grailing in this game. Like, out of all the servants in this game, he is probably the most worst servant to grail. So Okada Ezel definitely shall take up that #4 spot. Honestly, I could have put him a bit higher because I just really like him, but I think the next 3 servants are just way better in my opinion. But Okada Ezel is definitely a top 5 servant of 2018 in my opinion. So my #3 spot belongs to Achilles Rider. Now honestly, the only reason why he's at this #3 spot is because I like him. I think he's a bro, and not only that, because of a specific servant, which we'll talk about in a bit. I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about, but he would still be a top 5 servant in my opinion, even without that specific servant. But he can increase both quick and crit strength for 3 turns. Has a target focus, which works well with his invincibility skill, which also increases his defense for 3 turns. So if he loses the invincibility on 1 turn, he still has that defense up for 3 turns. He can increase his MP gain gauge by 30%, which allows him to spam his MP. And oh yeah, that's with a specific servant, by the way, in order to spam his MP. So you can definitely farm with him. And his animation for the MP is just amazing. Everyone was like, oh my god, when they revealed his MP. But Achilles Rider is my #3 servant of 2018. He's just awesome. Like, you cannot go wrong with Achilles. So my #2 servant of 2018, and it really hurts me to say this because she's my favorite servant of 2018, is Katsushika Hokusai Foreigner. Now we already know who that #1 spot belongs to, but Hokusai, definitely hands down my favorite servant of 2018 when it comes to character, when it comes to the design, voice actress Yukana-san, definitely hands down my favorite voice actress. But Hokusai, definitely a great servant. Only came out once. So, or I guess if you include the anniversary gacha, I guess a second time, but she only came out once at the raid up during New Year's. We don't know exactly when her next raid up is going to be, probably during New Year's as well, who knows. But her MP is amazing. Her attack animations are amazing. She has evade, she has MP gain 30%. Art buff, she also has 100% buff removal resist and debuff resist as well. Her 3rd skill, very unique. When she attacks with her art card, she inflicts defense down, and if you pair that up with BB Summer's 3rd skill, lock the cards, inflict a bunch of defense downs. That also includes her MP as well because it's an arts card. So after, like, basically how I do it, I just go attack with arts, and then MP arts. That's like 3 defense downs already, and you can spam that because it's an arts servant. So Hokusai is so good. I think Hokusai is definitely a must if she comes back as a raid up. So definitely roll for her when she comes back. But Hokusai at #2. So the #1 servant of 2018, in my opinion, is hands down Tsukasa Scotty Caster. A lot of people think she's overrated, sure, but I mean, you can't argue that she's really good. Like, she's definitely one of the best supports in the game today. She revived an entire meta, like, alone. Like, the quick meta was dead, and she revived it. That already deserves the #1 spot, in my opinion. But she made 3-turn farming so much easier, and she had her own system, like double Scotty system. It's too strong. But MP gain 50%, really good. You can choose a servant to get that MP gain. Huge quick arts buff. AoE 30% defense down, which I think is really strong. Nobody really uses her MP as much, but because she's mostly used for farming. But great AoE, gives crit, increased crit strength for 3 times for 5 turns. Apply evade and death immune and damage cut. Yeah, and she looks amazing. So I mean, you cannot go wrong with Tsukasa Scotty at #1. So I really don't know what else to say. Like, she revived an entire meta. So Tsukasa Scotty hands down #1 for 2018. So that was my top 10 servants of 2018. Now you guys are free to disagree or agree. I would love to know your top 10 servants of 2018 in the comments down below. But if we're talking about favorite servants of 2018, then my list does change. I have Hokusai at number 1, Achilles at number 2, Sakamoto Ryoma at number 3, Napoleon at number 4, Janna Archer at number 5, Ivan the Terrible at number 6, Ushi Wakamaru Assassin at number 7, Bradamante at number 8, Scotty at number 9, and Valkyrie at number 10. So that's my favorite servants of 2018. But when it comes to tier and stuff like that, I think the first list was pretty accurate in my opinion. But again, you guys are free to agree or disagree. But yeah, that was my top 10 servants of 2018. Again, it would be really awesome to see your guys' top 10 in the comments down below. But that is basically about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Laters.